What's up YouTube? I'm Sain. If you're new to the channel, I make videos about personal finance, how to invest and build wealth through the stock market. I started the Robinhood challenge for two reasons. Number one, to simplify investing for those that wanted to invest but didn't know how. Two, I wanted to show you in real time the companies I invest in to grow my portfolio from $0 to 10K and then eventually from 10K to 100K. So listen, feel free to join me on the journey by grabbing some stock using my link below, or you can sit back and watch. Either way, I appreciate you. Today's video is about how to start a nonprofit. I wanted to talk about this because I get this question a lot, and so I just wanted to give you some game about the things you can do to start your own nonprofit. For those that don't know, I've been an entrepreneur for over 12 years. I started my nonprofit in 2008. Here it is 2020, so you do the math in terms of somebody that's really living out the things I'm going to talk about today in this video. So one of the first things you need to do when you're considering starting a nonprofit, the number one thing that I ask anybody that reaches out to me about this question is figure out what problem you want to solve. What problem will your nonprofit solve? That need to be the question you wrestle with for months on end. You need to sleep and eat this thing every night and think about what problem will the business you create solve in the world. And so when you can figure out concisely the answer to that question, you will know that you are ready to step into entrepreneurship and, more importantly, starting a nonprofit. And so answer that question first and foremost. Then it's important to understand who is your target, who will you serve, who will be impacted by the business or the nonprofit that you start. Again, it's very key to do your research. It's very key to understand what's already happening in your community, what's not happening in your community, and you be prepared to either fill in a gap or provide a needed or added service to transform lives or whatever it is you're going to do within your business. For me personally, if you don't know my story, I'm a former athlete, former Division I athlete, and so sports saved my life. Matter of fact, sports put me on the fast track to success. It helped me stay out the streets. It helped me avoid gangs, drugs, mayhem, and everything else that come with living in the hood. And so for me, sports was a pivotal part of the components of my nonprofit. And although sports was used as a hook to draw young people to me, I wanted to make sure that I helped them become civic leaders, advanced learners, and responsible adults. And so you need to figure out for yourself what it is your nonprofit is going to do, what kind of focus you're going to have, and ultimately what kind of impact will you make on young people or whoever you serve, but more importantly, your community as a whole. And so those are the number one and two things that I would recommend out the gate to consider when you start a nonprofit. It's important too, number three, to understand just business lingo. And so it's one thing to have a nonprofit, it's another thing to be a 501c3. That's a component of the business where you allow yourself to position yourself in a more credible way to donors, to foundations and individuals that may want to donate, fund, sponsor the things that you do for your business. And so the 501c3 is a huge component that amateur and novice level entrepreneurs and businesses that's trying to go in the non-profit realm, they either overlook, don't know about, or miss out entirely. And what they're doing is shooting themselves in the foot because people that may want to support, give, and sow into what you're doing are unable to, or are a lot less likely to, because they no longer have the tax advantage, the tax write-off that comes with you having your 501c3 determination to help donors with their gifts into your company. And so that's a huge portion that you want to make sure that you include into starting your nonprofit. Another thing that I would say as it relates to starting your nonprofit is to determine the services you will provide. Are you going to be direct to consumer service? Are you going to Are you going to be stable in the community? Are you going to be a community center? Are you going to be work with smaller kids? Are you going to work with adolescents? Are you going to work in environmental? It's a myriad of things you can do in terms of when you are creating your business, but it's important for you to understand out the gate what it is you want to do. The good thing I recommend is potentially looking at somebody in the community who may be doing what you want to do or something similar that you want to do, but you add your spin to it and you add your flavor to it. You come out the gate that way. It's also important that you establish a strong mission and vision statement for your nonprofit. Reason why is because that is what's going to carry your work. The days that you kind of get flustered and kind of don't know and may lose your way on why you signed up for this in the first place, your mission and your vision will kind of bring you back. It will center you and help refocus you towards what you need to be doing, how you need to be serving, and how you are intended to make impact through your nonprofit. Again, these are some surface level, small level, but hugely important things that you want to consider as it relates to starting your nonprofit. Again, having those things are important. Another important component to your nonprofit is establishing a board of directors. You want to make sure that you have individuals that serve as your advisory board, your executive board, because they are going to be the ones that kind of keep everything together, hold you, the founder and or CEO or whatever role you may have in starting a nonprofit, holding you accountable, keeping you on track, but also opening some doors, introducing you to other businesses and foundations and different things like that. And so the board is a key component to you and your nonprofit survival. Matter of fact, it comes with another component, your bylaws, that you need to have in place that kind of lays out specifically what you are going to be doing, what the fabric of your company will be about, and it just outlines line by line everything you can think of that your business will entail. And so I know I'm going high level, but again, this just some game to make sure that you come out the gate on the right foot. I oftentimes see people with great ideas, and you know what, man, they just remain ideas. Very few people put the pedal to the metal and really get to work. Very few people take that jump to actually walk in their purpose, and I see it a lot, and it kills me because there's so many people depending on you and relying on you, but I see people get discouraged every day, whether it be lack of funding, can't get a loan, don't know what to do, too much pride to reach out, whatever it may be. I just see a lot of stagnant and stuck people sitting on their dreams, letting year by year go by without really jumping and going all out to walk in purpose. And so I don't want that to be you. That's why I come on YouTube every day to give you free game, only from a lived experience standpoint. That's the beauty of this, man. It's a lot of people that talk this talk, but very few actually live it the way I do, 365 days. And so again, I'm not new to this. As they say, I'm true to this. You can look in the description below. I got links to everything that I'm talking to you guys about. And again, a track record of over a decade of walking this out, way before it became popular, way before everybody wanted to be an entrepreneur. Just been walking in this for as long as I can remember. One thing that got me started was, as a former athlete, I dedicated my life to sports, and I had very little connections in the business world. And so when I finished school, when I realized I wasn't going to the NFL and I had to start my next chapter of my life, I realized that I didn't have no handouts, no hookups, no connections, no network of sorts, business-wise. And so I've always been smarter than your average athlete. I've always been just a little ahead of the game, just in general, in all aspects of my life. And so I said, you know what, man, I don't know about working for anybody else, but myself. And so right out the gate, as soon as I jumped off the stage with my master's degree, I started and incorporated my own nonprofit, which you see here on my hat, Grand City Sports. And like I say, since 2008, we just been changing lives for the better consistently year after year. And so listen, man, I just wanted to come here today, give you this information in hopes that it inspires you to take that next step. It gives you a little bit of information to get your nonprofit started. But listen, I offer coaching and consulting as well. And so if you want to dive deeper and really get into the weeds of what you should be doing and how you need to move and what steps should go where, again, man, don't hesitate to reach out. Let's hop on a call, and I'm more than happy to help you become the next great business in your community. And so again, most people see the end result, very few consider the journey. I make videos like this every week, and so if you like this one, make sure you check out the next one. Do me a favor, grab some stock using my link below, and I'll see you in the next one.